after a busy Q4, what should sellers do in Q1 and Q2? We've gathered the best strategies and tips for the first half of the year. To find the answers, we talked to 12 successful Amazon sellers. After watching this video, you'll know exactly what to do during this time of the year. My name is Sammy, and let's get to business. Any specific tips for people, selling products during the low season? Because after busy season, you might have more inventory. What about for the low season?
Yeah. So I would say go wider on your categories. I mean, the goal would be to have no lull season, right? Where in the summer months, you're selling summer products like pool toys and outdoor products. And in the winter, you're moving, maybe snow shovels or snowball makers, like whatever the thing is. We're always looking for that next trend based on seasonality. So, I mean, you got to pivot. You got to stay on top of the trending products during those seasons.
So during the low season, you would go wide. Ideally, you don't have a low season.
No, the goal is to never have a low season.
So it's always
it's always a high season.
It's always high season.
It has to be. I mean, anything else is unacceptable.
Like continue improving your business. I mean, knowing that sales are a little slower is comforting. That's helpful. At the same time, what you put in is what you get out. If you're constantly improving your spends, constantly improving your potential profit put into your business, stuff is still gonna sell. Just buy stuff that sells now, buy stuff that people need now, and you're gonna do great.
You call it low season. There is always opportunity everywhere in Amazon. Even if maybe Q3 might not be the most profitable time of year, what you are really trying to do is to figure out what sells and where the opportunity lies. So this could be that we're just buying a range of products to see what is profitable, what the sales velocity are on the listings, so that when we come into the more profitable seasons, I now have that data. For example, if you were gonna buy, I don't know, Ferrero Rocher, and you're gonna buy a 6-pack of them, I think they come in 6 or maybe 12s. We all have tools like SellerAmp, for example, which tell you how many sales. They are all estimations. If you have real actual sales data, and you know how many sales in a 2-day period, you could now go, wow, okay, this sells X amount. When I go into Christmas, I'm probably gonna need to 10X that. So now you have actual information, which is gonna be so important. Now with this information, maybe in Q3, you can actually say, hey, maybe I'll reach out to some wholesalers, maybe even OA retail stores, and I'll try and place a bigger order and see if I can get a discount. So you now know how deep you can go because you just know the sales velocity. I would not even look at the different seasons as I need to be making as much money as possible in the season. Yes, of course we want to, but it's always a game of learning and developing your game, we say, so that when the best times come, you are just on fire. And again, we come back to this, what is business at a fundamental level? Business is you have some kind of information or knowledge that other people do not have, and so therefore it gives you a competitive advantage, which you can monetize. So when you're in your low seasons, developing suppliers, discounts, maybe even looking at what products sell in Christmas and thinking about getting them now can be game changing for you. Get that information arbitrage, get that competitive advantage. That'll just help take you to where you need to be.
Try not to tank the prices, try to hold the price, focus on the things you can, sourcing inventory, maybe other parts of your business. Inevitable thing that's gonna happen, be ready for the high season when it comes. You wanna get the highest price you can during high season, so know that beforehand. What do you wanna sell your product for? They say that pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. You don't want to be a hog. You don't want to say, oh, I want $80 in this item. You saw last year it went to $80, but this year it might not go to 80. Set a reasonable price that you want to sell it for and hold out. During low season, I wouldn't reprice down for sure.
Q1 and Q2 is straightforward. In my case, it's very busy because supplements and vitamins are the best in Q1.
Because everybody think New Year resolution.
Exactly.
I'm going to get fit.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get all these products that.
Exactly. So new resolution for me is the best season.
Right.
But other than that, it's very normal time. Q1 and Q2.
So you're saying it's more consistent throughout the year, and then maybe Q4 there's a spike.
Exactly. Depends on depends on the product.
Depending on the product.
In my case, it's the other way around. In the Q4, it's down, and in Q1, it's up.
Q1 and Q2, I actually view Q1 as still almost like an extension of Q4. So for me, the hottest selling seasons are typically November through January. And then once you get into February, you start getting more returns. You have some of those issues that have built up over those months. So you have to be good with your cash flow, managing those returns, and being able to continue in the right direction. I think Q1 and Q2 is set up based off of how you operated in Q4. So if you're a seller that took the last 3 weeks off in December, you're gonna have a bad Q1. But if you're a seller that consistently purchased replenishable products that you can go out, you're gonna have basically the same business with maybe a little bit of a reduction due to the reduction in people looking for products. But and then in Q2, it's gonna be kind of more of the same in my opinion, since I do replenishable stuff. You wanna make sure that you're continually buying things, looking for new products at full price that you can add to your catalog, and just, maybe looking for some seasonal items along the way, that come up during spring and summer.
Well, you really have to have a mindset change. In Q4, it's easy to go in and buy a lot of different things at one store. So what I coach my shoppers to do is to be more of a grazer than a harvester. So a store like Ross, you may only be able to get 30 items, but recognize when it's hard to get items and go to the next store. So I'd rather have them get 30 items at 10 stores that day than try to spend hours trying to get 100 items in one store.
I think in general, just your expectations. I think a lot of people come out of Q4 thinking their sales are going to continue to have that high velocity, and then they end up over purchasing for Q1 and Q2, especially during Q2 in the summer. A lot of people are on vacations, their kids are out of school, and they don't need the typical school supplies and the shoes and all that stuff. So just be careful how you spend during Q1 and Q2.
I went pretty hard in Q4 and I almost kind of burnt myself out a little bit. And so I've been using Q1 and Q2 where the demand is a little less high to really work on my systems and processes and like building out SOPs and get my business to a point where it's, where I can avoid the burnout and grow without me having to do everything in the business. And then I can kind of set myself up to kill it in, Q3 and Q4.
Q1, which is right now, I think we are in the Q2. So looking back in Q1, you can see the Christmas Q4 effect linger over into Q1. And also at the same time, you see the sales starting to drop. And so that's quite normal actually. For people who are newer seller and you have your first Q4 seeing the sales go up, spike, and however, when you go into Q1, you see the sales go down. Maybe you get discouraged, but don't be. It's just a normal cycle of selling online. So I think just stick to the game, continue to do whatever you can, and then you will see soon, actually the sales will pick up.
Q1, you're gonna have a lot of returns from the Q4 side of things. So be aware of it, expect it, and don't get frustrated because sales are low and returns are high. That's just part of the deal being an e-commerce seller. In Q1 and Q2, be aware of all the different events that are happening. For example, February has Valentine's Day. So make sure that in January you're sending in products for Valentine's Day. In Q2 you have back to school, Father's Day, Mother's Day, Easter. Those are the things that you want to make sure you're preparing for at least 1 to 2 months, sometimes 3 months in advance to send in inventory that is ready for purchase for those specific seasonal events.
One thing that's great about toys is they sell year round. There's always somebody's birthday. Kids always want toys. And as far as all the categories that I've dabbled with on Amazon, I feel like the return in toys is the lowest out of, compared to like clothing or apparel or shoes or food or whatever it may be. Like the returns are a lot lower. And then when you do get a return, it's usually still new in the package and you can resell it. So that's one thing what I do like about toys is that it's got a lower, return rate and they sell consistently year round. Obviously for Q4, we get that like 10x bump for that couple of months. And so we can prepare for that every year. So we're like, come August, September, we're sending stuff in that we know is gonna sell and we really take advantage of that Q4 bump. And then we trickle all our toys out throughout the year and they're, toys continually sell fast all year round.
We're getting to the end of our video. I hope you learned some new strategies to use in Q1 and Q2. Here's my final tip. Try BQool, the best AI repricer on the market. It would help you get more sales faster and stay competitive. The best part, our AI plans start at just $25 per month, the most affordable price out there. We also offer you a 14-day free trial, absolutely free, so why not give it a try? Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to BQool, and I'll see you in our next episode.